Today we are doing a Merry Christmas wreath. I found this wreath on Unique in the Creek. I love black and white and very, simple designs that way. I know when I say simple designs, my version of simple designs, but I really liked this sign. Now it's a Merry Christmas sign. It's a the wooden signs, the 15-inch, I believe, across, and it's a Merry Christmas. It is a religious sign though. It's very pretty, and I love the black and white. So I wanted to use this sign in a very elegant, um, simple but elegant way. Okay, so that's our sign. And I am using natural drift mesh. Okay, it is the very pretty natural burlap looking mesh with the snowdrift lines going through it. Oh, hi, Carol Ann. Yes, Angie, a lot of my viewers, um, new viewers came from Angie, so I'm very grateful. Thank you, Carol Ann. I appreciate that. Hello, everybody. If I did not say your names, hello, everyone. Um, so anyway, that's our mesh. Our main ribbons are going to be a 1.5 black velvet. Surprise, surprise. It's got the snowdrift edging on it. I thought that's perfect for this sign. And because I wanted to make it more elegant looking, I chose this 2.5 inch. Now, I do not believe Lori has this in stock anymore, but I did list a different ribbon, I believe, in the description box. So this is a silver and gold, uh, beautiful, beautiful 2.5 inch ribbon. Okay. Obviously, the mesh, the ribbons, and the sign all came from Unique in the Creek. Okay, so this is my ring board. Like I said, that's my favorite board. So this is the top of the board right here. And I started on the next set of holes every other outside and inside. Okay, so this is the, oopsie, this is the top, inside, top, inside, all the way around. You're going to need 16 pieces of mesh. Okay, so this is again the natural snowdrift mesh. I cut them at 22 inches. Okay, 22 inches times 16. I had just enough. One roll of mesh will do this project. Okay, unless you cut your mesh incorrectly, or unfortunately, sometimes the rolls are a little bit short, but it should be fine if you do 22 inches. Okay, so here are the ribbons. Like I said, it's that velvet snowdrift ribbon, black 1.5 inch, and this beautiful 2.5 inch silver and gold. And what I'm doing is I'm doing a set of tails in every other outside set of holes. So when the zip tie is here on the outside, that's where I'm going to put the ribbon tails. The ribbon tails I cut at 14 inches, okay? And I'm putting one over top the other, slightly angling it this way, okay? So when I scrunch it up, it helps my ribbons. So let's get us ribbon tails set up. I'll show you how I roll my mesh, okay? And if you are new to Unique in the Creek, welcome. I hope you enjoy this live. My name is Judy. I don't think I mentioned that at the beginning of the video. My name is Judy. I am a designer on Team Unique. And I come on every other Thursday, okay? And I am an affiliate with Unique in the Creek. If you go and to uniqueinthecreek.com, and if you do some shopping, if you would please consider using my affiliate link, which is listed in the description box below on Facebook and YouTube, it's certainly appreciated. It helps me tremendously. So again, if you are new, thank you. If not, welcome back. I appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to take our 14-inch ribbon tails, get our center, okay? and we're going to scrunch up the middle. And we're going to flip it up this way. Now, Lori taught, this is where I learned how to do this, is from Lori. This ribbon is quite thick though. So you got to make sure you get your little nub here and your ribbon tail ends even like that. Okay, they're going to obviously curve because that's the way they are. And then you're going to just get your little nub here. Okay, get that ready. Then we're going to do our, like it's a ruffle. It's not like the Rowland ruffle. I normally do this. I normally roll, 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 and then scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to do this where you just kind of hide the edge a little bit. And you're going to scrunch and ruffle up the center. Now, this is a fairly easy mesh to do that because you have these two center lines. You can just scrunch up. I suggest keeping something heavy on the end. It helps me anyway tremendously. When I get to about here, I'm going to fold it. Oops, fold it in a little bit to hide that edge. And I'm going to scrunch it. Okay, so here's your little ruffle. This is upside down. So this is curl down. If you want to do curl down, you do it this way. I'm going to do curl up today. So it's going to look like that. Okay, and I want to make sure that these edges that are going to be on the outside of the board, I want to make sure that they're even. And I'm going to pinch that. Actually, I apologize. This is going to be a inside set of holes. Pardon me. I was thinking I was doing outside. Yes, let us know if you are new to the page. We'd love to hear that people are new. And how you found us is always interesting too. I always find that interesting. Okay, so that's the inside set of holes. I'm going to cut my zip ties as I go because it gets very full. So now is the outside set of holes, okay? And then I'm going to use a set of ribbon tails. Now I do have some rolled up. I'll do a couple more pieces throughout the live in case you are new. Now there are two ways you can do your ribbon tails, okay? You can put it in at the same time as your mesh, okay? If not, you can put your mesh in with a zip tie or pipe cleaner, and then you can go back over with another zip tie and put your ribbon tails in. Okay, I'll show you one in a little bit on how to do that. Okay, because sometimes depending on the mesh, I have to do that because it's very hard on my hands to hold it. Now we're going to sort of separate our ribbons. We're going to fiddle with our ribbon tails many times, right? Because that's just what we do. Okay, I'm going to just sort of separate them a little bit just to give you an idea of what it looks like. Look how pretty. Like, I'm almost out of this black velvet ribbon. I just love it. Just love it. Okay, so inside set of holes, no tails. Okay, curl up. We're going to do curl up. Remember, it's going to be very fluffy. I like fluffy. I like large. I don't like flat, but that's just me. Oh, Carol Ann, you made it back. Is your view better now that you went out and came back in? Is Angie here? Oh, hi, Angie. Is it better, Carol Ann? I hope so. Sometimes, you know, it's just a glitch. So again, 14-inch tails. Find your center. Okay. I angled it a little bit. It just helps me get my ribbon tails sorted. I flip it up. I pull it down nice and tight. Make sure their points are even. Okay. Get my mesh. Now, if you cannot hold everything and put your ribbon tails on at the same time, all you do is we're going to put that mesh in there, just like that. You're going to cut the zip tie off, and you're going to go back around exactly in the same set of holes Okay, over top that same zip tie, just like that. Okay, so now you have your mesh already in. You don't have to worry about holding it. It's not going anywhere now. You can relax, take your ribbon tails. You can put them here. You can go make a cup of coffee, come back. It's all good, right? So you can do that as well. And I often do that. If the mesh is really thick, this mesh isn't too bad. But sometimes you'll get that really thick mesh. Like for instance, horizontal wide stripes, very thick, right? It's hard to hold that and your ribbon tails, at least for me. Hi, Jackie. Yes. Well, you know, I learned fluffy, honey, from you. You like big and fluffy too. Oopsie. I got to fix these tails. We will do that. They're starting to curl a little bit, but we will get that. It is fluffy. That's why they're sticking up, but we'll fix that. Okay, so inside ruffle. I'm going to roll another one next, just so you know, if you just popping in. I have 2 more to roll. I cut them at 22 inches, ribbon tails 14 inches. Oh no, Susan, really? You had everything prepared too, I bet. Oh, that's awful. Can you reschedule it, do you think? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, yeah, COVID is around, my friends. Okay, so a 22-inch mesh. We're going to just fold the edge over a little bit. I'd kind of roll it just a little bit in the middle. It's not like the woodland ruffle, but it's just a smaller version of it, right? You're just curling in the edge to prevent that fray and ruffle it up. Okay, so it looks like that. If you want it again, you can do curl down. It just makes it not as fluffy. Okay, not as fluffy. Yeah, all that hard work. I feel so bad when that happens to people. So this is a tail. So let's get our tails ready. I've never done a craft show because, well, I have a mobility and stamina issue. I just don't think I could do craft shows. And, you know, getting the stuff there and back and getting everything to set up, it's so much work. I hope you can reschedule that, Susan. Reschedule for beginning of December. Yeah, I hope that works for you. Okay, so this is the outside. I already put my hanger in, so it is kind of in the way, but that's okay. We'll just put our mesh over top that. Put our tails in. Make sure they're even, or as even as possible. They're never going to be perfect, right? Scrunch that up. Cut the zip tie off with your zip tie tool or wire nippers or an old pair of scissors. Oh, Lori, you're busy. We know that you're busy, and I appreciate you popping in today. And Angie and Jackie, yeah, from Team Unique are here as well. It's great that everyone supports each other, right? Okay, so I've got one more inside mesh, 22 inches. We're going to roll that back out into a little ruffle. Just fold over the edge and then ruffle up the center. Oh, that's nice, Tina. Your husband can help you. My husband said he'd help me. But, you know, honestly, I think the cost of setting it up, too, is a lot, isn't it? I've been asked to join them here locally, but I know several wreath makers that are in there, so I'd go if I knew for a fact there were no other wreath makers, maybe. And if I had all the grids and tables, I don't know. I don't have all that. And the expense to me just seems really high. Yeah, I think it's a hit and miss, right? Okay, so this is the last piece of mesh. Look at that. Okay, it's the outside, which means it's a tail. Okay, again, we're just going to angle our ribbons up the center. Make sure that these are as even as possible. These are thick ribbons, so sometimes it's hard to get that, you know, to lay right, but we'll fix it. And then one more piece of mesh. It's going to go right here on the last outside 2 holes. You just kind of have to use your arms, and if you have those big paper clips, oh, like these, I could use this. You could clip it back. But we're just going to put this last one in. It's going to be a very simple wreath today, but still beautiful. Okay, you can do simple, but yet still beautiful. I am still going to add some greenery in this because, well, I have a hard time not doing that. Oh, you know, it's like once you do something, right, it's hard to, for me anyway, I find it hard not to add things to my wreaths now. A couple years ago, I just would be so happy if I got the mesh and the bow done and the sign, but now I like adding things. Okay, so we're going to try to get these to lay properly. It's going to be hard because maybe I should have done ruffle down, but I did want it fluffy. But I'm sure once we get everything on, it will work out okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the sign on. This sign is a wooden sign. Yesterday I came down, I took my Unique in the Creek cable mounts, which are a godsend. Okay, they're at uniqueinthecreek.com. And it's got no sticky on it. Like the ones I ordered on Amazon has a sticky on it, like a 3M sticky on it. And so we used to pull the little backing off and then have to pull the little foamy pad off, right? But now Lori sells these. These are great. And I just put a little bit of E6000. Okay, I have these little tubes actually. I have a hard time squeezing the large tubes, so I buy these little ones that comes in a pack of 4 at like Home Depot or Amazon. I'm not sure where I got it. So I put a dab of E6000 on my board. I took my pipe cleaner and my cable mount and I stuck it on top and then I hot glued it. Okay. I've never had a sign come off to my knowledge. Okay. If it has, nobody has told me. All right. With this technique, with the glue and the E6000, I've never had it come off, but then I stick a lot of glue around it, right? This sign, however, did come with a string. Sometimes you can hang it right from a hole and then you can hang it right there. You could also do that. I put the cable mounts on, but again, either way works. Okay. So let's put our sign on because we all know that takes a while. I apologize. I have to stand up for this or turn it to my way. Okay, so this is, let's see, where's the top? This is the top. I'm going to put a, this is weird, but I put a clip on the top of my board so I know where it is. I'm going to put my bow right there. So I want my sign right about there. Okay. So if you use one of these, Lori, I believe, has some metal ones. This is just plastic I got off of Amazon, a few years back. Came in a pack of 6. I've got a couple left. So, but they're great. You put your little pipe cleaner in and then you fold it down so it doesn't pull out. Then you go to find the holes that you want to put your sign in. And you push it down in that hole and pull the pipe cleaner. Let's see if I can show you. Okay, and then it comes out the back easier. Okay, so let's see if we can find the, I need my readers on. Always forget to put my glasses on. Okay, and then we're going to find the other I'll show you as soon as I get these in where I put the pipe cleaners. I don't do it up tight, but I do it up a little bit so they don't pull out again. Okay, sorry, I was off camera there. It's a beautiful sign. Yep. I think it's going to work perfectly. And before I do that, I forgot to cut the string off. I am going to cut my string off because I am not going to use that, because I am using cable mounts just to get it out of my way. But again, you could have taken that cord and just stuck a zip tie here and hung it that way as well. But I want my sign to be a little bit lower, and I want it to look about like that, I think. Listen, my friends, I changed the position of the sign quite a few times, so don't be surprised if you have to change it. Once you get your bow and everything on, you think, oh, that might look a little crooked. So you may want to change it. Okay, but the easy thing about the Unique and the Creek boards is it's an easy fix. You just go up and down that hole, pull it back out, and put it in a different set. Same with your zip ties. If you find that your mesh isn't sitting right or your ribbon tails, you want to change how you did it. So easy to fix. Except I'm talking and I wanted to show you what it does in the back. Okay, so if you're new to this, you just pull it up through the back, you see, and it pulls it through that hole for you. And then you just undo it through the little blue or your little darning needle there. Okay. And we're going to loosely tighten it, see if that's where we want it. Okay. I also use the 20-inch pipe cleaners that I did get from Lori's shop, uniqueinthecreek.com as well. I like the long pipe cleaners. I know you cut a lot of it off once I'm said and done, but I rather have them a bit too long than fight with them when they're shorter. Okay, so you just want your sign, to sit just on top of the mesh. You don't want it sucked down in the center. Let's see here. Okay, so that's what it's going to hang like. It's going to be a little off kilter, but nothing, too crazy. Again, I may change that. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so for embellishments, it's going to be a very simple bucket of magic today. There's not a lot in my bucket of magic, my friends. I have this greenery pick that I got at Michael's. It was a 2 buy one get one. Okay. Yeah, Susan, the 20-inch ones, the Unique and the Creek are great, right? Lori, I think you have a beige, like the natural I just used, white, red, and black, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, that little needle is a great little tool. Thank you, everyone. Okay. This mesh is called the Deluxe Bush Mistletoe with Red Berry. It's much bigger than this, but I've cut some off. Okay, so I'm cutting these pieces off to this length right here. Okay, now I cut 4 berries and 4 greens. If you notice, not every stem has a berry pick on it. So I'm going to put every other red berry and every other just green on the outside holes only. Okay, outside holes only. So I've got 4 berries and I've got 4 greens. Okay, so how I'm going to, let's see. This one actually probably doesn't need one because my bow is going to go right here. I always forget. You probably don't need ribbon tails there because you won't really see it, but it's a habit of mine. I put them in all of them. Thank you, everyone. Restock the bucket of magic. I know when I went to go do the bucket of magic, well, I have some ribbons in the bucket of magic. Okay, Beck. So it's got a little bit in it, but sometimes I've got a ton of stuff, but today, not so much. I wanted to keep this fairly simple, but still pretty and nice, right? Okay, a little bit of glitter. So let's see, where do we want the red? Okay, I want the red not where I'm going to put the bow because obviously you're not going to see it. So if I go every other, sorry, I'm not a committer. I have to put things in before I commit. I know a lot of people just glue things in and hope for the best. I'm not that gutsy yet. But you know, if you can just put them in on your own and not worry about it, that's awesome. I like to kind of place mine first, kind of see where we are. Okay, I want these peeking out a bit, obviously. I might even put one in there just because it'll help with the bow. Okay, so it's going to look something like that. Okay, so before we glue that in, let's make a bow. Now, if you've watched me before, you know that I do use the same ribbons in my bow, but not always. I like to change it up a little bit. So I'm going to show you the ribbons I picked. I forgot to list these 7/8 ribbons in here, but there is the red and the black, which I think will be very pretty in it. I was going to use this. I'm not sure. No, I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to use black, red, and gold and white. So I have a harlequin 2-inch ribbon that I think might look pretty. Okay. I might just do that, or I might use this one. I think I might just use this one. Okay, so this is a 2.5 inch. Maybe I'll put a loop of the harlequin in there. But for the time being, we're going to do it this way. We're going to do, now, also, I don't want too long a tail because it's going to hang over, but I want it to kind of, you know, maybe cascade over the edge a little bit. So again, I'd rather have too much ribbon and cut it off than not enough. So we're going to do a 6-inch loop, maybe just a little, actually just a little bit longer than 6, maybe 6.5-inch loop. Okay, we're going to push it down. You're going to do a half a twist on your ribbon, put the bad side up, give yourself some slack, and pull it out. Okay, to the same length, which is about 6.5 inches, and then push that down. Okay, bring this up. I'm going to do uptails. I like uptails, but you can bring both of them down if you like. Okay, but I do like uptails. Pull this one down. This one is a little bit long, actually. Okay, right about there. Okay, and I've got my ribbon scissors that I only use for ribbons. Okay, these are listed in the description box. They are from Unique in the Creek. They're awesome scissors. And they cut really well. Ask me how I know, including fingers. I know this ribbon is beautiful, isn't it? Sparkly, perfect for this time of year. Okay, so we're going to do that. I might just do one little loop of the harlequin. It's a 2-inch. This harlequin is only 2 inches. Oopsie, forgot to put that on there. It's a 2-inch ribbon. You don't see that very often, but it's still a good size ribbon. Like, don't be worried that it's only 2 inches. Okay, and I'm going to do that just a little bit shorter, probably 6 inches. Actually, this needs to be a little bit longer. There we go. I am not the best bow maker, my friends, so let's see. We're going to make that a little bit longer. Okay, yeah, almost 7 inches for the bottom loop and 6 and a little bit for the second ribbon here. Okay, and we're going to pull this down, cut that off. Okay, so we're going to do that. We'll put this down here and we'll pull this up here. I try to put my loops and my tails kind of in the vicinity of where I want them. I mean, we always move them, right? But it kind of helps, I think. Okay, so the next one I'm going to do is this gold. No, I'm going to try this one. I haven't used this one yet. I have this in this one. I'm almost out of this one. It's a 5/8. This is a 1.5. I could always use that in the center loop too. It's a beautiful black and white, black edged white ribbon with black vines, and it's glittered. Can you see that? It's a glitter ribbon. It's glitter. It's beautiful. Stunning ribbon. Okay, and I'm going to do about a 5.5-inch loop. Just a little bit shorter than the previous loops. Okay, just a smidge, not even 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch maybe. Okay. That's a beautiful ribbon. That's the first time I've used the 1.5. But it's very nice. I love it. Okay, and then, let's see, that's going to go, I think I'm going to put that right about there. Okay, then I'm going to use this gold Swiss dot. It's black base with gold edging and glittered Swiss dots. And I don't, oh, it comes off a little bit. But yeah, it comes off a little bit. But you know, 'tis the season, right? And yes, my uptails are long, but again, I like to cut them when it's on the wreath. So I do waste a little bit of ribbon, I think, but I've been in the, I remember when I first started, I'd do them as short as I could because, you know, I mean, ribbon's expensive, right? But then I look at the bow and I go, oh, I don't like that. But then I'd have to redo the bow. And so it's like, well, now, the red, I'm not sure if the red's going to look right because it's the only red. But I think it kind of needs a little red in the bow. But look at this. This is that satin backed 7/8 velvet ribbon. I got it in red, black, burgundy, rose, emerald green, navy, blue. Like there's a ton of colors. Ton of colors. Okay. Let's see what a loop looks like in here. Now let's see. We might do we might do 4 loops of this just because it'll add more red because I didn't have another red ribbon. Let's see what that looks like. If it doesn't look right, again, we'll make a different bow. There. I think that'll look okay. And then I'm going to go in with this black velvet. Same thing, 7/8, satin backed. Look how pretty. Even the back looks pretty because it's shiny, right? We're going to do the satin backed black velvet. Okay, same thing. I think I'm only going to do 1 loop of this. Okay, and I'm going to bring that down, cut that off. Unique Wreath Creators on Facebook. It's a free Facebook group. Please join if you have not already. That would be awesome. Do I want? I'm going to do 1 loop of this as well. Yeah, that's probably enough ribbon. Okay. Now, pretty thick. Pretty thick bow, I'm not going to lie. What I do is I like to take a zip tie because my hands are weak. I can't pinch my stacks with just a pipe cleaner, so I zip tie it first. So I'm going to take a zip tie, 12-inch zip tie. I get them off of Amazon or at Home Depot or your local hardware store, wherever you live. Make sure you put it under all your ribbon, okay? I take this end, the pointy end, the thin end, and I push it through the middle of the bow maker. I grab it and push it into the closed end of the zip tie. I take my needle nose pliers, see, and I pull it. I pull it while it's on that, okay? I pull that nubby thing towards the back the best I can before I pull it off. I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to still push down. Sorry, I got to get that so it's not twisted there. I'm still going to push down on that stack the best I can. I'm still going to pull up and pull that zip tie. Okay. And before I pull it completely off, I'm going to tighten that zip tie the best I can. And there's my stack. So you see what I mean? It's thick, right? Now I turn it upside down sometimes. I push on that stack because it's sometimes easier to push on it flat on the table as opposed between my fingers because, again, my hands are very weak. If you have weak hands, the zip ties work great. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hot mess bow. See, it's a hot mess, but that's okay. Figure it out. And then you're going to pull your tails down first, okay? So go through the back, pull your tails down. I have not cut that zip tie off yet because I'm going to tighten it a little bit more. Okay, but pull your front tails down. Okay. And you can tug on that because they're in that zip tie. They're not going to go anywhere unless you missed one or something, you know, but okay, flip it over. Do your uptails, same thing. Pull your uptails up. We're going to rearrange them, like for the order of what we're doing with them, probably more than once. Okay, but you just want them out of that middle knot there so we know what we're doing. And then you're going to pull your loops out. Start from the bottom and yank that loop. Okay. Twist that bow loop to try to break the bow, as some people say. Okay. And just alternate where you're putting them. Okay. So that's what the one side looks like. Now, I'm going to keep this this one in the more in the center, okay? Don't blow my stack. That's right, Lynn. Okay, and then because this one's up here, I'm going to take this one and I'm going to try to bring it closer to the bottom so they're angled. I try to have my ribbons so they're in an X, you know. It doesn't always work out that way, my friends, but I try. And if it's not exactly the same on each side, it's not going to matter. No one's, I don't think, is going to say, oh my goodness. Okay, but that's what I try to do. Okay, so this one's over here. So I'm going to put this one over here. Okay. This one's here, this one's here, this one's here. So I'm going to twist it out and push it over here. Same with my reds. I do like that pop of red too. I think it adds to it as opposed to being just a black and white bow, right? Or black and gold bow. So it looks like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that's very tight. Okay. And then I'm going to take my wire cutters and I'm going to snip that off. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is take one of those long pipe cleaners. Okay, I'm going to just make sure I get my center of all my ribbons. I'm going to take my pipe cleaner, make sure they're even in the back, just makes it a little bit easier. And then I'm just going to twist it, okay, around the bow. And this is what we have. Obviously the tails need cutting, but see, it's quite pretty, right? So let's put it on the wreath. Let me take some of these green things out around the bow, just so I don't knock them out. I'm going to take my pipe cleaners with my handy dandy little, cute little, I don't know, yarn needle. Now I will show you where I put it, but I usually always go to the one left of the bow when you're looking at the wreath. I typically do that. Again, it depends on the sign. I guess I could have done 2 smaller bows with the rectangle sign, possibly. Oh, I should have done that maybe, but that's okay. We are here, so this is what we're going to do. Darning needle. Yes. Thank you, Angie. Darning needle. I knew it was something like that. Again, you're not going to want to squish your bow, but I want to place the bow. Okay, obviously those tails are long because we don't want to cover our sign. But I'm going to angle them around the sign, I think. So what we'll do first is we will cut the up tails first. Okay, I am sticking to the mesh here, so it won't seem to, doesn't seem to want to move. But let's see, we'll try to get it on the mesh here. Okay, let's tighten that up a little bit. I think it looks pretty so far. What do you think? We're going to cut these up tails. Okay. Again, I may have to cut them shorter again. I just go in, I snip to what I think it should be. And sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Sometimes I have to go back and cut it. Like that one. I totally did not cut that right. I sometimes have a, I don't know, do y'all have trouble when you cut your ribbon tails? You don't want to cut it the wrong way, so then you have to look at it and look at it and look at it before you figure out that that's the way you're supposed to cut it, right? I still have to think about that. Okay, so there's the up tails. Now for this part might be a little bit harder to maneuver because this is where I put the bow. So you see, this is the hanging hole, okay? And this is where I put the bow, okay? Right there. You don't want to go to the garage and find out, Angie? Do you want me to tell you what it is? So funny. Oh, thank you, Ruth. Yes, I wanted it to look elegant, you know, if that makes sense. I didn't want it whimsical looking or fun. I wanted it to look, you know, elegant, respectful, you know, whatever word you like to use there. This actually goes up here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's see what we can do here for these tails. Okay, And then we'll glue in our embellishments and then we're done. Now maybe I'll curl this one. Let's see. I have trouble. Cable tie mounts. Good girl. So funny. I'm sure most of you watch Angie. She's so funny. And if you don't, you should. Brushes, Boards, and More, I believe her page is called. She is a member of Team Unique as well. Angie, you on this Saturday, right? Saturday night? I can't curl ribbon like Michelle Rosal Redding. I don't know what it is. My curls never look proper. We'll see what that looks like. I don't want to hide that sign, so I may put this tail over here, actually. Oh, please. Oh, please. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to move these. We're going to move these ribbons a little bit. Oh, yeah, I don't know about that curl either. Sorry, friends, I can't do it. Okay, so there we go. You just kind of maneuver your ribbons the way you want them or where you want them. It'll look different too when we hang it up because I'll probably move my ribbon tails or my bow ribbons tails a little bit more. But for the time being, this is what we have. And yes, I'm going to cut this one shorter because it's too long. This is too long. This is too long. Okay. Yep. We're going to do something like this. Hang on a second. Hold, please. I gotta maneuver here. I have to maneuver here. Okay, something like that. Again, those tails will probably be adjusted. What do you think? What do you think of that? You're not good at curls either? Yeah, Michelle makes it look so easy, right? Oh, hi, Cindy. Thanks for joining. What do y'all think of that? Okay, so let's do our embellishments, okay? Now, I decided to go there, 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 there. Here with red, that. And even though these ribbon tails are underneath the bow, I still put stuff in there. Okay, and I probably will go and put some throughout my bow as well. I kind of like that as well. Okay, so we're going to do all this. We're going to glue it in. So I have my hot glue gun already plugged in. Okay, so I'm just going to take the tip of this. Now I cut this pick about 6.5, 7 inches. Just going to glue it in. Don't hold it upside down because it'll just drip down. Oh, also, one other thing. I know I've shown you folks this before. Velvet ribbon has a really bad habit of getting things stuck on it. Can you see that little white? You take your little roller, voila, gone. So sometimes you have to clean your velvet ribbon after because everything sticks to it. Okay, but it's an easy fix. You just take a roller your ribbon, your velvet ribbon, and get all the lint and stuff on that sticks to it. Okay, no worries there. Okay, so let's glue this piece in without burning myself. I just stick it literally into the mesh on top of those tails. Okay, not glued to the tails, but on top of the tails, okay, as opposed to under the tail, if that makes sense. Okay, make sure the sign is there. This is where you separate your tails the best you can. Now this holly or berry, not holly, berry pick that I bought at Michael's is really pretty too, because it's got frosted leaves. Like it's not just a mute green leaf, you know, flat green. It's frosted, and I really like that. I like the frosted look of the green. Can't really go wrong with a classic black and white wreath, I don't think. So you push it in, glue it into your mesh above your tails, okay? Okay. Well, that's what it looks like right now, right? Might cut that off just a little bit, but I don't mind if it's draping over that edge of that sign a little bit. We'll see, have to wait and see what it looks like when it's hung up. Okay, but this is what I'm thinking. Because I have these picks, I'm going to cut them right at the base, because I may use some longer than those ones I used in the ribbon tail. So I'm going to cut them off long. Oh, they're actually pretty thick. These ones are longer, like I was saying, than the ones that we had. So I may put some under the bow. And also, the reason I like to put things under the bow is because, well, first of all, you have this hole here, right? And I don't necessarily like having that there. So I might just gently put one here. Actually, that might be a little bit too long for there. Sorry if my head's in the way. I'm not sure if it is, but I apologize if it is. I've got so much. I've got everything from Unique in the Creek, I swear. I love that shop. I loved the shop before I became a designer. So don't think I'm just plugging the page because I'm a Team Unique designer. No, I loved Unique in the Creek way before I even knew who Laura Franklin was. The thing is, when you have things on the end, you don't want to hide them, right? You don't want to hide the best part of the pick. So you kind of want it poking out. We should count and how many times Judy cuts her ribbon tails. Because I'm going to cut them again. It's not an exact science, my friends. It's not an exact science. Now, I want the greens because I want to fill up a little bit of the blank spaces that are sitting here. I might just do green here, though, because the berries get hidden anyway. What do you all think? Do you like the added greens? I think the added greens are pretty. And maybe, hang on a second. Maybe I'll pop in a berry right in the center of that bow. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Okay, I've not glued the ones in my bow. I'm going to hang this up and we're going to see what it looks like, okay? Because it's really, for me anyway, I like to look at it up on a wall as opposed to staring down at it. Because sometimes it's hard to really navigate the the vision you have in your head, right? I think this is a very elegant wreath. Merry Christmas wreath. I love the Merry Christmas sign. All the supplies can be found at uniqueinthecreek.com except for the greenery. But Lori does have greenery that would work. She has like eucalyptus or ficus or any of those, any greens. She has a new greenery stem. Actually, I don't have it, otherwise I'd show it to you. It's in my next order. It's on its way to my house. I haven't received it yet, but it's a berry greenery pick. I'm sure that would work perfectly for this as well. If you cut them down in little pieces, I'm sure that would work. So again, please go check out uniqueinthecreek.com. Thank you for joining me again today. And I will see you probably in 2 weeks. I'm not sure on the December schedule. I think it might be changing a little bit just for the month of December, because we all know everyone's really busy in December, right? So once the schedule comes out for December, though, Lori will pin it on the Unique in the Creek Facebook page. So make sure you like and follow that page as well. And you'll get notifications for all the Team Unique designers. We have a live or a pre-recorded tutorial on the Unique in the Creek page and YouTube channel almost every day of the week. Okay, there is someone doing a live. If you can't catch them, again, check out Unique in the Creek on the YouTube. And for the supply list, it is listed down in the description box if you are interested in any of the supplies that I have used today. And I appreciate your time. Thank you for joining me today. And until next time, happy crafting, stay safe, and have fun. Bye.